Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Tessie and today I'm going to be recreating this style. If you're new to my channel, you're welcome. If you're yet to subscribe, kindly do that and let's get right into the video. Guys, I'll be making use of a crepe fabric and I have 3 yards here. So I'm going to be drafting using my free hand for this tutorial. So let's get right into the video. So I folded my fabric into 2. As you can see, I've gone ahead to sketch my line. I have my shoulder line, chest line, bust point, under bust, half length, and then my top length is 28 inches. So what I'll be doing next is placing the 1 inch at the shoulder area for the shoulder slope. Then I'll connect it to the shoulder line, and then I'll check what I have at that chest line area, divide whatever you have by 2, and then come in by ½ inch, and at the chest line I'll place my bust measurement divided by 4, and then I'm going to curve in my armhole. So what I'll do next is to place the nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2, which is 4.5 inch. I'm going to be having ½ inch for joining allowance, which is 5. So I'll chalk 5 inches all the way down to the top length. So after chalking the 5 inches, I'm going to connect it into a straight line. So I'll go ahead now to do that, and then from this point that I have here, I'm just going to connect it to that point. So what we'll be doing next is placing our dart. So at the under bust, I'm going to be adding my dart. So for somebody that is not too busty, 1.5 inches. For a busty person, 2 inches or 2.5. I have several videos on this. After connecting the dart, I'm going to connect it into a straight line, and then from this point I'll curve it to the bust point, coming down by ½ inch to eliminate pointiness at the bust area. So just watch what I'm doing. Then at this side of the fabric, I'll come in here by 1.5 inches. So from that point I chalked 1.5 inches, and then from this point here I'm going to connect it to the bust point line as well. So I'll go ahead now to do that and then blend my line. So I'm going to be replacing back the dart at this side of the pattern. So I'll extend this side by 1.5 inches. So we need to extend this so that when we are joining, the other center front and the side meets together. So after extending it, I'm just going to blend the line, and then I'll add my measurement and replace back the dart. So at the bust point area, that's the chest line, I'll replace back the 1.5 inches that we took at the upper chest line, and then I'm going to curve in my new armhole. So at this point here, I'll place 2 inches for my sewing allowance. At the under bust, my under bust divided by 4, I'll replace back the dart, and I'll be adding 2 inches for my sewing allowance. At the half length, my waist divided by 4, replace back the dart plus 2 inches sewing allowance as well. So guys, what I'll be doing next is connecting the lines. So when I get to the top length, I'll be placing my hip measurement divided by 4. So the hip divided by 4 is 11.5. I'm going to place it there. I'll replace back the dart I took, and then I'm going to be adding extra 1 inch to my hip. The hip is a bit pronounced, but I don't want mine too pronounced, so I'll be adding extra 1 inch at the hip area, and then I'll add 2 inches for my sewing allowance. So I'll go ahead now to connect from the waistline to the hip area. So this is what it looks like. So guys, after doing that, the next thing is to shape the top part and also shape the down part of the top. So guys, you can go ahead now to come down by at the shoulder, come down by 5 inch, and then just shape this part, connect it to the armhole area. And after doing that, you can close this dart area together this way, and then you just curve and shape your dress. But I don't want to do mine this way. What I'll do is cut it out, join them, and then shape it proper. So I'm just telling you the 2 ways you could shape yours. So I'm just going to cut out the center front and the side. I'm going to be joining them together, and then I'll be shaping it after joining. Hope you understand. So guys, this is what it looks like, as you can see. So guys, I'll be cutting out the back first before shaping the front. So for the back, I have my fabric folded into 2. I have my shoulder line, chest line, waistline, and my top length. So at the shoulder area, I'll come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope, and then I'm going to connect it to the shoulder line, and then check what I have at that armhole area, divide it into 2, and at the chest line I'll place my bust measurement divided by 4, and then curve out my armhole. So guys, I'm not adding zip to mine. In case you want to add zip to yours, go ahead, chalk out your zip allowance, and then connect your measurements. So at the half length, I'll place my waist divided by 4, and then I'll be adding extra 2 inches for my sewing allowance. So at the top length, I'll place my hip measurement divided by 4, add extra 1 inch to the hip measurement, and then 2 inches for my sewing allowance. So what I'll do next is to connect my lines. So I'll go ahead now to connect my line. So guys, after connecting my line, I'm going to be cutting it out. So since this is an off shoulder, we don't need the shoulder area, so I'll just take this part out, and then we're going to be working from the chest line to the top length. So in case you want to add zip to yours, go ahead, add your zip allowance, and you're good to go. So I'll be cutting this part out. So since this is a loop, I'm adding a loop to it. I'm going to be taking out some inches from my measurement. So from this top part here, I'll be taking out 2 inches, at the waistline 2 inches as well. At the top length, I'll be taking out 1 inch. So I'm going to connect the lines together, and then I'm going to be taking this part out. So after doing that, I'll just notch the up part to indicate the top part. So guys, we're good to go. This is where the loop is going to be. So what I'll be doing next is shaping my dress, my top rather. So now we're going to be joining the front together, and then after joining it, I'm going to be shaping. So the joining is just going to be a loose stitch. I'm not going to be making it tight because I'll quickly join this together and then we'll shape. So guys, after joining, this is what it looks like, as you can see. So I folded it into 2. I'm going to be shaping the top part and the down part as well. So it depends on how you want the shape to be. So what you can do is from the shoulder, you can come down to 5 inches, and then from that 5 inches point there, you can shape. But for now, I'm just making use of 3.5 inches. I just want to see how it's going to look like. I don't know how I want the shape to be yet, but this is what I did. But later on, I came down to like 5 inches. Then at the down part here, it also depends on how you want your shape to look like. So guys, you can go ahead now to sketch how you want it to look like at the down part, and then you work with what you want. So from this point here, I'm just going to take it in and then curve it a bit and then take it out. So this is how I want mine to look. So I'll go ahead now to cut this part out. I'll be cutting the top part as well. So I'll go ahead now to cut out the top part for now and then blend it into the armhole. So after doing that, this is what it looks like. So what I'll do next is to cut the same shaping for the back. So I'll place the front on the back, make sure they align this way, and then after placing it together, I'll go ahead now to cut out the same shape I have at the down part. So I'll cut this part out, and then we're good to go. So I'll go ahead now to cut out my interfacing for both the front and the back. I'll cut out the lining piece as well. So I'll go ahead now to lose this stitch and then add my wadding and my paper stitch to it, and then cut out the lining. So guys, I've gone ahead to add my paper stitch and my wadding to the main fabric. I also added it on the back as well. So I'll go ahead now to join this piece together using 1/2 inch, and then for the back I'll be holding the dart. So after joining, this is what it looks like, as you can see. So I'm going to be cutting the shape that I really want for this dress. So from this point, I'm just going to give it a curve. So from the armhole, you blend it. So it depends on how deep you want it to be. So go ahead, give it the curve that you want. You can see how I want mine to look like. So I'll go ahead now to cut this part out and then stitch the top parts. So I'll go ahead now to cut and then stitch it back. We're good to go. I'll repeat same thing for the lining piece as well. So I've gone ahead to add my paper stitch on the lining. I've joined the lining together, as you can see. So I'm going to be adding my boning casing on the lining. So it depends on how you want your boning casing to be. So I'm just going to chalk where the boning casing is going to start and where it's going to stop. So I'll use the material that I have left. I'm just going to place it this way and then use this material to stitch and then create my boning channel on the fabric. So I'll create the boning channel and add the boning on the lining. So I've gone ahead to create the boning channel. So I'll go ahead now to add my boning on the boning channel. After doing that, what I'll be doing next is cutting out the rope. I've gone ahead to cut out my rope. I have 1.5 inches, as you can see. So it depends on how long you want it to be. Go ahead, neatly sew your ropes. You have to take your time to do that. After sewing my ropes, you can see how neat they look. I gave it a very good press. I have enough that I need, so you can do as much as possible, so it depends on how you want it. So now placing the rope, just pin it on the fabric this way. Just follow what I'm doing. Pin your ropes on the down part of the fabric, and then after doing that, go ahead and stitch. After stitching, you're just going to use your lining to turn it out. So I'll place it right side facing each other, and then I'm going to be turning the top part and the down part, and then I'll bring it out from the side. So I'll turn the top part and then neatly turn the down part, notch, and then bring it out from the side and give it a good press. So guys, I'll repeat same process for the back. I'm going to place my rope on the down part of the back. I'll place the lining on the main fabric, right side facing each other. I'm going to be stitching the top part, the side, the down part, and then bring it out from the sides. After doing that, I've given it a good press. This is what it looks like. So the boning is going to be on this part. I'm going to place it in here and neatly sew it. So you need to place it there and then you stitch. So I'll repeat same thing for the other part as well. So I'll place it in, and then I'm going to stitch it neatly on this part because I'm going to be attaching the eyelet on that part. So you need to add boning on that part as well. So guys, after doing that, I've added my eyelet on the back part. This is what it looks like, as you can see, and I've neatly ironed my top. So I'm going to be placing the front and the back together, and then I'm going to be stitching. So I'll place them right side facing each other. So guys, I'll go ahead now to pin the top. After pinning, I'm going to be shaping. After shaping, this is what it looks like. So you have to give it a very good press. After doing that, you're going to be working on the rope area. So we're going to be adding the accessories needed for it. So this is what I got for mine. So it depends on what you want to use. For now, I'm going to be using this and then adding a net as well. So I'll place this and then stitch on it. You can stitch or you can just gum it on it. So anyone that works for you is fine. So guys, after doing that, we went ahead to beat the top part and the down part. So this is what it looks like. This dress really came out lovely. The camera is not really doing justice to it, trust me. And this is the back view. As you can see, the dress is actually not my size. The owner is a bit bigger than me. I just wait for you guys to see the fit. Hope this tutorial was helpful. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, drop a comment. Guys, drop a comment and make sure you're following me on all platforms at Sew with Tess. I love you guys and do have a blessed day. Bye.